Near the Stade de France, the national sports stadium where France were playing Germany in a football friendly, a series of grenade explosions. President Hollande, who was watching the game, was immediately evacuated by security personnel and is now in a meeting with security officials in France's interior.
Stade de France of people on the pitch and indeed the players trying to get themselves up to date with what's been, well, at least 40 dead now. This BFM TV station is reporting. I guess this is going to be perhaps a feature with these multiple locations, Jess, as they bring together the various reports of those killed and injured.
Indeed, I imagine the death count will continue rising, considering also that the Bataclan, the hostage situation is still going on, and we will see the death count continue well into the night and into the early hours of the morning.
Sadly, this isn't the first time that a sporting event has been targeted for attack. The 1972 Olympics are mostly remembered for tragedy rather than sporting excellence after 11 Israeli athletes were killed by the Palestinian terrorist group going by the name of Black September. And it was the Olympics targeted again in Atlanta in 1996, where the Centennial Park bombing killed 1 and injured over 100 others. In 1997, England's most famous horse race, the Grand National, was abandoned after 2 coded bomb threats from the IRA. And in 2002, it was football that was affected when Basque separatist organisation ETA exploded a car bomb in Madrid just hours before the European Champions League semi-final. 9 people were injured, but the game did go ahead. Between May and July 2006, Iraqi sportspeople were the target of a number of attacks which saw 15 members of the Taekwondo team kidnapped, never to be seen again. The national tennis coach and 2 players were killed, and there was also an attack on a sports conference in Baghdad. A dozen people were killed when the start of the Sri Lankan marathon was hit in 2008. And in the same year, the Dakar rally was cancelled for the first time in its 30-year history after the threat of an attack from Al-Qaeda. In March 2009, the Sri Lankan cricket team bus was attacked in Lahore in Pakistan. That killed 7 people, and international cricket hasn't been played in Pakistan since. And 3 people were killed and 9 were injured when the Togo football team bus was ambushed in Angola during the 2010 Africa Cup of Nations.
Well, it's here. It's the Rugby World Cup 2015. We've got it here in the UK. It's a great excuse to get out and enjoy yourself, but even more so because there are 15 different fan zones like this one in the old Deer Park in Richmond that have sprung up across the UK, 4 of which are in London.
Oh yeah! Welcome to the cathedral city and port of Gloucester, a bastion of history, hospitality and entertainment. Also first-class rugby. Welcome to Kingdom. I hope you enjoy your day.
It's great. It's amazing. The atmosphere here is just, it's great.
Oh, magic.
So far, yeah, excellent. It seems to be a good setup, yeah.
Loving the World Cup. It's great. Class, brilliant atmosphere. Unreal.
Yeah, very good. Fantastic. Couldn't ask for a night today. It's just brilliant. Just the whole atmosphere of the World Cup. Everybody's so happy and friendly. It's great fun.
Is this your first time at a rugby match? No. Have you been before?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Very excited. It's great. Great occasion.
Paddle to be good.
Great rugby. All mixed it together. It's great cultures mixing. Just love it.
It's really good. Good atmosphere.
Yeah, very fine. We prefer see the matches here and yeah, very fun. The atmosphere is really fun.
Over 2.1 million tickets were sold throughout the Rugby World Cup event, and a further 568,000 fans have attended the fan zones across the UK. With sheer amount of people attending these events alongside the presence of a family-friendly and community-based environment, this raised concern regarding terrorism that have occurred from previous events in the past.
Phil Bale, leader of Cardiff Council, which administered the fan zone, stated that more than 560,000 tickets were sold for the games at the Millennium Stadium. Mr. Bale also stated that the Cardiff fan zone was the busiest of all the fan zone sites across the UK, surpassing its original target for 100,000 visitors by gathering almost 159,000 fans. The following clips highlight an interview conducted with the management team that overlooked the operations at the Cardiff Arms Park fan zone during the 2015 Rugby World Cup. We then presented the management team with a clip highlighting a major security breach that occurred during the event.
My name's Muir. I'm Stadium Events Manager here at Cardiff Blues. Basically responsible for all the operations on site here at Cardiff Arms Park. Within my team I've got everything from like our maintenance and ground staff, the car parking, Rhiannon who's the coordinator, there's a member of event staff, and then also within that there's all the safety and security side of things as well.
So I'm operations coordinator at BT Sport Cardiff Arms Park. My main role is I manage the whole of the stewarding team within the match days. I work in control room, so I manage all the security cameras, deal with all the communications from radio control. I manage car parking, cleaning, and obviously just general people coming into the ground. Well, just with regards to obviously analysing what has happened on the video of the jump, just with the nature of the Rugby World Cup being such a high profile game that was not only just in England but also we did actually hold it in Cardiff, being part of the Rugby World Cup fan zone, which was obviously not as high profile as the games themselves, but we did have a lot of security within the council that had put into the ground. Just knowing that what we had, and especially within England where the game was actually being held, for the fact that they'd even get anywhere near the perimeters of the stadium, not only onto the roof, into the ground, and getting their way out without anybody seeing them, it makes you question the company that they've clearly used.
So yes, we do. We've got a variety of different action plans for different scenarios, really, from small little things to larger things such as terrorist attacks. Really, probably good.
With regards to match day, obviously that is at the forefront of our minds, which just with regards to the way the world is today, with regards to terrorists. So very high up in our briefing to all our stewards, supervisors, very much to our staff who are fully aware of what to look out for. Again, we've also done a lot of training recently after the Paris attacks, which again, it's just very much heightened everything around the ground security-wise.
Yeah, definitely. Security is definitely heightened. We've actually met with all the other stadia around the city. Pretty popular. We've met with all the stadia around the city, so the Swaledec City Stadium, Principality and ourselves sat down around the table a couple of months ago, sort of in advance of the Six Nations starting, because it's an extremely busy period for everyone, and looked at all of our entrance strategies and everything along those lines. We've gone out with a joint message of trying to attend the stadium more than half hour in advance. It's sort of just a campaign just to get people used to turning up at the stadium, having their bag searched, opening their coat, whatever it may be, for each individual stadium, but just making them aware that they can't necessarily turn up 5 minutes before kick-off and just run straight into the stadium. With the heightened security, we just wanted to make sure everyone could get to their seats at the right time. So things are definitely there, although the threat level hasn't necessarily increased terror-wise locally. We just thought it's the right thing to do to make sure that safety is maximum of all our spectators.
I think on that question as well, you said about come early. The reason we are asking to come early because we are now fully 100% bag searching people coming into the stadium, whereas before it would just be a case of large bags would get searched, but 100% bag searches now, and that's security is now going to increase as well. Yeah.
There's a tree.
To summarise, terrorism is an issue that is considered a major concern within sporting events. As previously observed at the beginning of this documentary, terrorism is nothing new to the world of sports and has now unfortunately been present for many decades. In regards to the major security breach that surfaced in the form of the base jump at Twickenham during the 2015 World Cup, the stadium's head of security described the incident as an absolute embarrassment. However, he then went on to reassure us that any major threat to the public would have been eliminated following routine match day checkups.
Fortunately, due to an increase in the threat of terrorism, these match day checks have now been issued compulsory within all sporting events today. Management at the Cardiff Arms Park reinforced this theory by stating that 100% bag searches are now carried out before any individual enters the stadium. Although the terrorist attack on Paris was a tragedy, the counter terrorism training that stewards received at the Stade de France proved successful, where a terrorist was denied entry with a bomb following a simple bag search. The activity of terrorism in modern day society is unfortunately present and unpredictable. However, the positive advancements of counter-terrorism within the world of sport is constantly progressing to ensure the safety of sports fans from the evil intentions of a small minority.
Lost